Hello, good afternoon, everyone. We are going to start the little slideshow. Good afternoon again. This is Michelle Briggs. I'm with Strata, Texas. This is part two of our series for buyers. It's things to consider when buying a home in fall of 2020. And we did part one last week. We did. We have it on my Facebook page. We are going to have part three next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So we are taking a little bit of a break the month of September to create the Tips Tuesdays around things to consider when buying a home. We will start again in October with other businesses. Again, the Tips Tuesdays are really a resource for you, for my clients, for my future clients and customers. So that way you have an idea of not just about real estate, but other businesses that may benefit you and your family. So we're going to go ahead and get started again. Things to consider when buying a home. What we're going to be going over today is buying a home. Do you know the lingo? So that's one of the big questions that we always see or we always hear is understanding. I mean, what is an appraisal? What do they mean by closing costs? What's a home warranty? So those are things we're going to touch on. Also, you need an expert kind of guide, and that's who I am for you. I am the realtor for you. And if I'm not your realtor and you're looking to buy a home, I highly recommend getting one. As a buyer, it is no cost to you. There's a caveat to that. However, there's no cost to you. It is commission that is paid by the seller and the listing agent. Now, it normally is 3% to the listing agent, 3% to the buyer's agent. However, we've seen some commissions at 2.5%. It's okay. Just talk to your realtor about it. My purpose is not about the commission. My purpose is about finding you a home that is sustainable and having you become a part of the American dream. That's my goal. Steps, and then the third point is going to be steps to take now if you want to buy a home. So we'll get started. All right, here's a list of some of the most common terms used in the home buying process that you'll want to know. Again, the appraisal. You're not going to order the appraisal on your own. Now, if it's a cash purchase, then you don't need a realtor for that. Still get one to make sure understanding the process. And you're going to want to appraise the home. You want a professional analysis to give the estimate value of the home. And they pull within a 2-3 mile radius of homes that are currently on the market and homes that have sold in the market that match your current home. So they are going to look at the comparables to, if you're purchasing a 3-bedroom, they're going to look at other 3-bedrooms that are currently listed as well as ones that have sold. So they're not going to compare and provide an appraisal based off of your 3-bedroom with comparables of 2 bedrooms, 1 bath, when you're looking at 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath. It definitely is a necessary step for the lender, because if the lender says, okay, we have pre-approved you for $100,000, $200,000, whatever that is, and the home appraises at 195, and you've offered 200,000, you're not going to get the 200,000. So the conversation then starts again between listing agent, selling agent on what's going to work for the seller and the buyer. So you want an appraisal. The lender's going to want it because they want to make sure that the amount of money that they are giving you is the value of the home. Closing costs from your title company as well as your lender. Your lender, once you have a conversation with them and you place an application, they have 3 days to get you it is called a lender's, I just lost it. But basically it's like a good faith estimate, right? So it's a lender's estimate of fees. And it's going to include if you have discount points, origination fees, your title insurance for your title policy at the end of the day, property taxes if you have an escrow account, your homeowner's insurance, recording fees. They really give you an estimate on what they believe it's going to be at that point in time. Things can change. Credit score, and when I talk about things changing, they have 72. You have to The lender has 72 hours to get the closing statement to you prior to close. It's required by law, like they have to do that. So you have plenty of time to review your closing cost and compare the estimate to the final fees. Your credit score, your lender's going to discuss that with you, and that's a part of your pre-approval process, as well as your final confirmation for close. So your final approval. So you do have your pre-approval, and that's a letter that they provide to you. You can go out and find the home that you love. And then once we put in a contract, they start finalizing and really digging deep. So your lender's really going to speak to you about your credit score, not so much your realtor. Down payment, your down payment is typically, it says 3 to 20%, yes, depending on FHA. It depends on the type of loan. Conventionals, you can look up to 20% for that. And the percentage is based on the purchase price of the home. There are zero down payments. There's down payment assistance programs. Your lender, again, can assist you with that. And the down payment assistance programs, they have approved lenders. So you want to make sure if that's something that's needed. Again, you speak to me, you speak to your realtor, and making sure that either you already have a lender that you're working with, or to have your realtor, myself, be able to be a resource and provide you a lender that is an approved lender for that specific down payment assistance program. Mortgage rate is your interest rate. We are seeing historically low interest rates. I showed homes to a client this past weekend, and he was 15-year at 2.55%. I mean, that is amazing. Credit score has to do with it, right? You have to look and see, good payments, all that good stuff. So your credit history. So they're going to look at all of that to get your best interest rate. Your pre-approval letter, the pre-approval letter, I kind of spoke to that when we're looking at the appraisals or your down payments, and that is going to be the letter from your lender indicating what you qualify for. So again, we as realtors, one of the first things we always ask is, do you have a pre-approval? Are you currently working with the lender? We want to get that amount because I've seen it. It's terrible. You take someone's like, oh, I want to purchase something for $600,000, and you go out, you take a look at a property that's $595,000, and they fall in love, and they go back and they go to their lender, and the lender says, well, you're only approved for $550,000. And it just breaks their heart. So that's one of the main reasons why we really do focus on obtaining that pre-approval letter, or having you obtain that pre-approval letter before we go out and take a look at homes. We just don't want to disappoint you. That's all. Real estate professional, that is who I am. We are the individuals who provide services in buying and selling homes. We are the professionals that help you through all of those confusing documentations. We assist you with finding that dream home. We negotiate those details. We want to make sure that, your interest rate is correct, the document's correct, your warranty deed, the warranty deed shows the accurate name that's being held when you purchase title. So there's a lot of things that we do outside of just finding that new home for you. So just know that that is part of who we are. Right, the best way to ensure your home buying process is a confident one. Is a confident one is to find a real estate pro who will guide you through every aspect of the transaction with the heart of a teacher by putting your family needs first. Yes, I read that word for word. It was intentional, because it is so important to have a partner in this process, to someone that you can ask any question to and have that answer, or be the resource for you to find that answer. So it's super, super important. And that's why I specialize. I mean, one of my specialties is first-time home buyers, because I do understand the process. I mean, as I've said before, I'm 20 years in the real estate industry. It was 20 years in title. However, we dealt with every step: buyers, sellers, lenders, surveyors, insurance companies, earnest money contracts. If there was a termination, we dealt with the termination. There were so many things that we did. I just did not have the license as I do now to fill out the earnest money contract. and I can fill one out in my sleep. And I know what documents you'll be signing at close. It's super important as well. All right, so you see the QR code. Always provide this information. You can and do have the ability to search for your new home right at your fingertips. So QR code, I'll leave it up there just for a second. The QR code is the app. It's basically my branded app. You scan that, follow the link. You can go onto my website, The Realtor for You. It's RELTR, the number 4 letter U. It's my HAR site. And when I say HAR, Houston Association Realtors, and you can access my branded app that way. So you're able to view premium content just because there's a little bit more available on the app rather than just going on har.com. Shows you the sold price for the nearby listings, property, property history reports. And also we can set you up to receive email alerts when listings match your search criteria. So it really is at your fingertips. So if you are at the doctor's office or somewhere you're waiting and killing time, you just pull up the app and start seeing what's on the market, what's sold, and the nearby listings at a property that you may love. And then we can set up a personal tour. All right, you need an expert kind of guide. So we are not in a normal housing market. Currently, we are in a seller's market where predominantly we are a buyer's market. And I spoke to that in our part 1. And because our inventory, our home inventory, is below that 6-month status, we are at a seller's market. So basically, there's not enough homes in Houston right now for all of the buyers that are out there. And that is, again, because of interest rates. I mean, the interest rates are so low. They are taking advantage of it. And like I said in part 1, if you own a home and you're not looking to purchase right now or not looking to sell right now, and you have an interest rate that's over 4%, call your lender. You may be able to get that, I don't know, 2.55 or 3%, whatever that looks like. It'll save you in the long run. So you want to have someone that is an experienced guide to help you navigate through the process. So from beginning to end, from the first conversation that we have a virtual call, Zoom call, and we get you connected to the lender. The lender gets the pre-approval. We have all the fun, and we go out and we find that right home that fits your family. And then we start the earnest money contract. I mean, there's a process behind it. And that's why having an expert to guide you through that is important. And as a buyer, I reiterate, you're not paying for that. That is a percentage of the commission that is from the seller through the listing agent. So again, we are currently in one of the greatest health crises our nation has ever seen with the pandemic. And it has impacted the housing market, home buying process. So again, having that expert is going to be able to have the process go smoother and understanding the COVID, what the regulations are. The home that you love, they have requirements in order for you to be able to see that. Those are things that we know as your realtor that can make sure that it's a smooth process. So you need a real estate Sherpa. I love that analogy. I just love it. So I'm sure everyone knows what a Sherpa is. However, they've got a quick little description here. A member of a Himalayan people living on the borders of Nepal and Tibet. They're renowned for their skills in mountaineering. It's like climbing Mount Everest. You want the Sherpas, carrying your backpack and leading you up the right path to get to the top, right? So you can put the flag up or take the picture or whatever they do. I would never do it. It's too cold. I don't like cold weather. So however, it's a great analogy. I mean, there are hikers, there are people that pay these Sherpas to get them to the top of the mountain because they are the experts. They know the terrain. They know the weather. They weigh out. I mean, everybody gets, they're packing all kinds of stuff, and they know what to pack, and they know how much pounds each person should be packing. Like, it's amazing. And the hikers are usually, whatever, I don't know how many feet behind them as they're going up the mountain, so they could constantly turn back to make sure the hikers are keeping up. So I mean, there's so much more than just a guide pointing the path. So, I mean, again, this market right now is much more than a normal real estate market. So you need a Sherpa. You want, as I mentioned, you need an expert who understands the COVID-19, how it's impacting, the virtual showings, property safety protocols, e-signing documents. I mean, when you're putting in the earnest money, Zachem, you don't even have to write a check and get it to the title company anymore. They have, your option monies. Option monies can be sent Venmo or Cash App. Like, there's so many different ways to do that. That's going to keep you and your family safe during the process of finding your new home. And that's what I'm here for you. And bottom line, let's connect. So you have a real estate Sherpa to make sure your journey is safe and successful one. I love that Sherpa analogy. All right, check out my blog. Again, if you go to my HAR website, you are going to see my blog. Now, my blog is not all of it is about real estate. Again, being a resource, yes, you want someone that knows the housing market. You want someone that knows, your zip code, the area that you're buying in. To me, that's like the bottom line of who we are. However, taking it to another level is also finding those, the articles that are current, things that are happening in your area, DIYs, do's and don'ts. There's so much more to it than just the Houston market. And being a resource, that's really important to me. So again, you'll find, 9/11. I did a, tribute to 9/11 in the memory of those that lost their lives. So again, check out my blog. Email me. I can send you the link. Again, if you want to email me, if you want my branded app link as well as my blog. So there's all kinds of stuff in there, and there's some fun stuff. You'll see open house that I did way in the back. Kind of depends on how far back you go. There's definitely great articles currently there and great articles coming up. So take advantage of the blog and keep in the know. And like I said, DIYs, do's and don'ts, and renovating and all that good stuff. All right. Steps to take now if you want to buy a home. So I acknowledge the next couple of slides do have a lot of verbiage. And part of the reason why I do the PowerPoints with this presentation is because of captions sometimes don't come across effectively. And sometimes you just can't listen to a video wherever you are. So this gives you an opportunity to read over the points that I'm sharing about. So, if you're thinking about buying a home this year, it's really, there are important things that you can do right now and keep the home buying process moving forward. From the pre-approval from your mortgage company to saving for your down payment. So these are just a few steps that you can take to have a successful home buying purchase or home buying process. So number one, learn about the process and how much you can afford. I speak to that. That's who I am for you. What questions do you have? Ask me. Like I said, I've been in the real estate industry for 20 years. If I don't know it, I will find the answer for you. No joke. And then again, how much you can afford. Oh, we spoke about that. That is your pre-approval from your lender. Just keeping in mind before you start the process to purchase your home, you want to get you want to be pre-approved from your mortgage. The lenders evaluate several factors connected to your financial track record, right? So they want to make sure, they want to look at your credit history. They want to be able to know what your debt to income ratio is. Consumerreports.org, there's a quote here. Financial planners recommend limiting the amount you spend on housing to 25% of your monthly budget. Part of my mission statement for my business is sustainability. It's very, very important. Just because you have a $500,000 pre-approval letter, I'm going to encourage previewing homes that are around the 450, 475, Now, if you want to look at a $500,000 house, I will show it to you. However, I truly believe that you want to give yourself a little room. There's plenty of realtors out there. You get a $500,000 pre-approval letter. They're going to fight. They're going to try to show you a house for $520,000 because they're thinking about that commission, and that is not what I'm about. Again, it's about sustainability and homeownership, being a part of the American dream. All right, so the pre-approval letter says will help you better understand how much you can afford so you can confidently make a strong offer and close the deal. Because inventory is so low right now, it is so important to make sure that we are putting an offer that, of course, that you can afford per your pre-approval letter, and making sure that we have that proof. Because now when you're submitting an offer to buy a home, they want to have a copy of that pre-approval letter. The sellers want to know that you have been pre-approved, because they don't want to take the home off the market when you have no financing or any knowledge of if you can really afford the home. So pre-approval letter, again, is really important. Number 2, save for your down payment and closing cost. So usually, what we find is most people that are currently looking for a home, they already have some money put away for down payments. It's not, most people do understand that when you're purchasing a home that you're going to have to bring some money to the table. And that's what's considered your down payment. And then of course your closing cost. So you're basically, according to Bankrate, what is a down payment? It is a home down payment. A home down payment is simply the part of a home's purchase price that you pay upfront and does not come from a mortgage lender via a loan. So you have to have some skin in the game. I think that's the best way to put it. The lenders want you to have some skin in the game. That there are 100% financing and military, VA. I mean, they are out there. Especially like if you have a down payment assistance program, you may be bringing in a few $100s. It takes something, and even down payment assistance programs, you have to be approved. You have to qualify for. However, they want you to have some skin in the game. They want you to bring some money to the table. So what are closing costs? Again, Truilla says, when you close on a home, a number of fees are due. They typically range from 2% to 5% of the total cost of the home, and can include title insurance, origination fees, underwriting fees, document prep fees, and more. And 5% is a lot. 5% is a lot. However, I don't know what your program is going to be. I don't ask those questions. As your realtor, I don't know what your financials, what program you're in, what your finances are. We don't have anything to do with that. I don't have anything to do with that. The only thing that I ask is, what is your interest rate and how many years? 15, 20, 30? And the reason why I ask those 2 things is because when the documents are ready for closing, and I'm going to review them, because I want to make sure that your note shows the 3% and that your deed of trust shows your correct loan amount. I do ask to see the warranty deed, because I want to make sure that your name as the new home buyer, the new homeowner, that document is accurate before it's filed within the real property records. Not all realtors do that. They don't know to look at that. So that's where my expertise comes in for you. And that's where my background and my history works for you, and knowing what it looks like. And we go over all that. I'll go over all the documents. I can explain those documents in my sleep. I did it for 20 years. All right. So if you're concerned about saving for these items, start small and be consistent. So over time, when you have those automatic deposits, as americasaves.org is sharing, when you have the automatic deposits add up. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if they're still doing this. I remember years ago, I don't know what bank it was, so I'm not even going to make that up. I just remember $25 coming out every Friday, going into a savings account, and that was the money I used for Christmas. So this is like the same thing, basically, so just a little bit each month goes a long way. It really does. Over time, this is great. Over time, these automatic deposits add up. For example, $50 a month accumulates to $600 a year, and $3,000 after 5 years, plus interest that is compounded. Now, if you're looking to purchase a home now, I don't, maybe you do want to take the next year, maybe next 5 years to save, and that's perfectly fine. However, look at where you're at before you really jump in the process, and kind of have a conversation with the lender, and lenders are connected to credit repair if that's what you're needing. I mean, look, it happens. So before you know it, you'll have enough in your savings if you're disciplined and thoughtful about your process. So the bottom line, if homeownership is on your wish list this year, look at what you can prioritize to help you get there. Let's connect. Let's connect to determine the steps you should take to start the process today. I'm your real estate Sherpa, right? All right. So today we are at the end of our session. Contact me to learn more. Type hashtag buy below. I'll reach out to you directly. If you have any questions, if you're watching the replay, thank you so much. And you can just hashtag replay. Again, hashtag buy. Follow me on Instagram, like my Facebook page, pretty much all social media platform. Just search RELTR, the number 4, the letter U, because I always say, I'm the realtor for you. Also, tune into the Briggs & Mortar Heights lives. I do 2 lives. The first and third Tuesday, this is a special series, the 3-part series. However, I am normally first and third Tuesday at 1 p.m. with different industry experts to be resources for you. And every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. The 6:30 p.m. is the fun one. So we try different wines. I team up with Tatiana with Scout and Cellars, and we have a lot of fun with that. My contact information, there's my fur baby Bo. Call him Super Bobot. Hashtag who do you know? Call my mom. We love referrals. So he is my partner in crime, and he's always right beside me. Except his showings, I have to leave him at home for that. He goes to doggy daycare at Yale Street Dog House. So again, my name is Michelle Briggs. I'm with Strata, Texas. I am the realtor for you. Tune in next Tuesday, 1 o'clock, for the final part 3 of things to consider when buying your home. Have a great day. We'll stop sharing the screen. You guys have a great day. And we will talk soon. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. Bye.